Alright, certain subject here. The Iowa House is actually passing a bill that's trying to help with transparency in what's being taught and what's in the libraries of the schools. And well, some teachers are giving backlash on it because, well, the examples I saw was it's more work for them to do with this, and they're already not getting paid enough. I mean, the average teacher income for teachers starting wage for teachers in the state of Iowa is roughly $37,000 a year. I know of another sector that makes less than that, and they should be making more than what they're making, and that is those who work with the mentally feeble. Their starting wage is like $10-12, anywhere from $10 to $12 an hour, which only adds up to maybe $20,000 a year. Definitely lower than $30,000 a year. But they deal with a lot more than what a teacher does. They deal with having to change. These are adults. These individuals, some of these individuals have not only mental deficiencies, decreased mental capacity, they also have physical disabilities that hinder them from doing the everyday stuff, like being able to go to the bathroom. So these individuals got to change their diapers and take medical appointments and stuff like that. But let's get back to the topic at hand. These teachers and complain about this bill, and saying, let's get to the whole, it's gonna cost them more time. Most of the stuff nowadays is already on a computer system, computer system that makes it easier to do this work. I mean, granted out loud, my kids are doing most of their stuff through an online course already. And then I brought up the fact that actually to one of these individuals saying this bill, and then because they said, quit making us out to be evil, pretty much. My statement for that was, if there wasn't people doing what this bill's trying to stop, then this bill would not be around. I mean, that's for like a lot of bills. I mean, yeah, they could try to use that for the Second Amendment, but there's a difference between this and the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, firearms, has the Second Amendment saying that you can't do that. You can't put any laws infringing on the Second Amendment. And yes, criminals are still going to get past the laws. And I actually have the bill. Sorry, passed the House, but it's 8 pages long, but we're mostly going to concern on page 3, Transparency and State Standards. I'm going to read it because if I try to break it down into just a little snippet, it may lose context. And that's the big thing, is context. The board of directors of a school district shall adopt a policy describing the procedures for the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district to review the instructional materials used in the student's classroom. The policy shall include a process for the student's parents or guardian to request that the student not be provided with certain instructional materials. The policy shall be prominently displayed on the school district's internet site, and the board of directors of the school district shall at least annually provide a written or electronic copy of the policy to the parent or guardian of each student enrolled in the school district. For the purpose of this section, instructional materials means either printed or electronic textbooks and related core materials that are written and published primarily for use in elementary school and secondary school instruction, and are required by a state educational agency or local educational agency for use by students in the students' classes by the teacher of record. Instructional materials does not include lesson plans. So, like, if this teacher was going to give out books that contain nudity, and the parents don't want that student to be looking at that, especially at certain ages, they can opt out of that material. Nowhere in there says you've got to type up the whole thing that's going on. You just, okay, we're going to be teaching this, and then we're going to use this material. That's it. Well, these materials, that's it. And then the parent and the school board is supposed to send all that information out. I want to say school board. And now we got section. Another part 2 of this is the school district shall provide the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district with all of the following information related to the current school year. Let's go to the next page. A course syllabus or written summary of the material that will be taught in the student's classes. B, how the student classes meet or exceed the educational standards established pursuant to section 256.11, which I'm assuming is grades and stuff like that. A list of all instructional materials that will be used in the student's classes by the teacher of record. Alright, so let's go back up. It says school district. It does not say the teachers have to give it to the parents, each individual parent. The school district as itself can actually, someone in the main office, like your office, the office of the school, can actually work on doing that. So teachers perhaps say this is what we're teaching, and I'm pretty sure they usually have a lesson plan set up for the year prior to the school starting of school. Because you don't, I mean, for classes like what I do when I train in the military, when I get, still got that little thinking I'm still in the military. But when I was in the military, it was we get the month prior we got told what we just get told what we were training on, and then we would prep everything. We got all that time to prep. So they've already had those time to make this lesson plan, and it's just pretty much well said. Unless they already have it set up in the computer system. This is what you're teaching. Here you go. But it's kind of weird. But they got it all planned already. And next is the school district may satisfy the requirements of subsection 2 by providing the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district with an option to view the materials described in Section 2 electronically, or by providing the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district with view-only access to the materials described in subsection 2 on the classroom management software platform used by the school district. By July 1st, 2024, school district shall satisfy the requirements of subsection 2 by providing the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district with view-only access to the materials described in subsection 2 on the classroom management software platform used by the school district. So what they're saying is, yes, they actually going to have a system for parents to review these materials. View-only access is a good thing, so some parent doesn't go in there and try to change something to cause a big ruckus. So this bill is also going to protect the teachers from bad actors in the parent community. Because let me tell you, some parents are bad, some parents are good. And then there comes this. If the materials described in subsection 2 are modified during the school year, the teacher of record or the school district shall update the information maintained under subsection 3 on or before the end of the school week when the modification occurs to reflect the teacher of record's use of the new material. So yes, it says teacher or school district. So the teacher does not have to spend time making that update. If they say, hey, I did this, can you update it in the system? I'm a little busy, can you update it in the system for me? Boom. You don't have to do it as a teacher. You can hope, because I know sometimes teachers are really busy and that change had to be made, and they don't have enough time to get it changed. I mean, come on. Some of us who have our own kids know how it is when it comes to getting time to do things. Okay, section 5. The school district shall make available to the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district a comprehensive list of all books available to students in libraries operated by the school district by providing a link on the school district's internet site to the electronic catalog of the books available in the libraries operated by the school district. However, for school years beginning prior to July 1st, 2025, if the school district does not use an electronic catalog, the school district may request a waiver from this requirement from the Department of Education. The reason they put this is they have had some schools sneak in materials that parents don't agree with, and their kids get a hold of it. And there's some things that shouldn't even be in school in certain grade levels. I mean, when I was going to school, we read To Kill a Mockingbird and Huckleberry Finn. And we avoided using the derogatory words in those, and with hard R's. But we read them. It's become historical literature. I mean, literally. But yeah, if there's stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, or at least, I mean, they could do something about that. Well, actually, this was the one I should have read before that. The school district shall provide instructions on the school district's internet site showing the procedures or policies in an effort for the parent or guardian of a student enrolled in the school district to request the reconsideration or removal of a book that is available to students in a library operated by the school district. The school district shall display the form for requesting reconsideration or removal of a book prominently on the school district's internet site. That's what I was saying is, but if it's something like, it could be considered, and then probably what will happen is they get a majority of people saying this book needs removed, they'll probably end up removing it. And it does not say this side or this side can only remove books. It's if a parent thinks this book should not be in the library at that age, they can request to be removed. Yeah. And then the rest of that is talking about just how to get it to where make sure they provide the instruction to access the information. And Section 8. The school district shall publish on the school district's internet site information related to the training and professional development courses and programs offered by the school district in which employees of the school district have participated during the school year. So, I mean, if they offer some kind of training that, like a teacher took a training on how to instruct critical race theory, and they don't have it here, I mean, it'd be a violation of this. But let's put it this way. Let's read this. This section shall not be construed to require the school district to do any of the following: reproduce educational materials that were not created by a teacher employed by the board of directors of the school district. Reproduce educational materials that were not created. All right. Distribute any educational materials in a manner that would infringe on the intellectual property rights of any person. So it's pretty much, well, keeping the teachers from people from actually violating copyright laws and that. But the teachers complaining on not getting enough money and not having enough time doing it and everything. For crying out loud, teachers don't really normally work summers. They got a lot of time off during the summer, from my understanding. And if I'm wrong, I'll be honest. But you do have a lot of time to prep the next year's lessons. I mean, there's been times I've only been given a month or a week, even. Actually, there's been days. Oh, got my book. There's been times I've only been given a few hours' notice that I'm teaching a course. Usually, I have to look it up on my phone nowadays to find the studying. Yet, for the longest time, I had to use this. And I've had this since basic training. But, yeah. But, teachers do have quite a bit of time to plan ahead for things. I mean, because if you do field trips, I know it takes some time to get all the logistics taken care of to make sure everything's good to go. But teachers should not be using their pay or time when trying to discredit this bill, because you decided to become a teacher and you knew what you're getting yourself into. But you gotta understand that this bill came out due to bad actors in the teaching community. And just like police officers, they've had to get more things thrown on them due to bad actors in the policing community. And until we get rid of these bad actors in these bad actors, we're gonna keep having bills like this. Then I want to make sure parents can understand what's going on inside the schools. I'll see you next time.